Hi folks, today is June 20th and we are now kind of in the final stretch for MG Awareness Month. As many of you know out there who are not MGers, we have been posting since June 1st and maybe a little before it, telling you about June being Myasthenia Gravis Awareness Month. We have 10 days left, so bear with us as we probably overfill your inbox with things about MG. But it's important to us that we don't just share within our community, because we all know what it's like to have MG. But what we want you to know is what it's like for us with MG, and for you to know that it could happen to you or someone you love in your family. There are no ways to detect if you're at risk or not. There's nothing, there's no tests. One day, anyone in your family, including yourself, could wake up and not be able to use your muscles properly and literally be in fight for your life. So it's important to be aware of these symptoms. Yes, it's rare. The chances of you getting it are very, very slim. But that's what I thought. I never thought I would be the one in so many thousand that would catch a rare disease. At 43 years old, running around, working full-time, taking care of teenage kids at that point, busy, active my whole life, never a sick day, did I ever think that a disease that I had never heard of would change my life so drastically in the space of 4 years. So today is day 2 out of 2 for my IVIG infusions. My nurse is on her way. So I had IVIG yesterday, have it again today, and what they do is they access my port for the duration of my infusions. It's actually later in the afternoon that we're doing the infusions today, so I'll probably be doing this till like 11 o'clock tonight. So it's a long day with my infusions, and I do it 2 days every week, which I have to do in order to save my life. My health has declined quite rapidly with this disease. As you can see, I'm still struggling with my voice and my vision, which is constant double vision anymore, and really a lot of trouble with my vision. So I've always got my prescription glasses on or my readers on, depending on what I'm doing. But my eyes are definitely having trouble. I have a lot of trouble keeping them open, a little bit more open today. And of course, maybe if I raise the phone up here, you can see that my eyes are a little bit more open, but they're not exactly aligned properly. And that's the weakness of the MG muscles. You'll see it in my face that one side droops more than the other. I can't control that. I have a lot of trouble when it comes to swallowing, and so this gets really difficult. I have a lot of difficulty with weakness in my arms, my legs. I can't go out by myself anymore to stores. I can't drive anymore because my muscles will weaken really bad without warning at any time. And so for safety, I always have to have somebody with me. Any lengthy amount of walking, I need my wheelchair if I'm with the family. Or if it's just in and out to the store, my husband has to hold my hand, or one of my kids have to kind of hold me. I'm 47 years old, and I never ever saw this on the horizon for me, or how I could adjust my lifestyle. Unfortunately, it adjusts it for you. You don't get much choice when you get a disease like this. But when you do, or if you do, wouldn't you want people to know about it? Wouldn't you want to know that there's research and that there's hope and maybe there's a cure? Or would you get depressed when you hear that people are dying younger than you to this disease, which I'm afraid the same is going to happen to me? I'm not responding to treatments like I used to. The first couple of years, it was kind of crazy and I was in the hospital a lot. And then I did okay for a little bit, as long as I did my treatments. Now the treatments aren't working so good, and nothing is working. And I'm just getting worse. And I fear one day I'm just not going to wake up, because what happens is the diaphragm muscle becomes so weak, and it needs to rest too, which is why a lot of patients with Myasthenia gravis who go into crisis end up having to be intubated because they can't breathe. And they can't breathe because the diaphragm muscle is so tired. Well, you figure it's working all the time. The more we use a muscle, the more it weakens. So a patient is put on a ventilator to let the diaphragm rest, just like other muscles need rest. And that could happen to me. And if it happens in the middle of the night, I'm not going to wake up. It's happened to many patients and friends that I've known and lost. And that is the hardest thing about myasthenia gravis, is not knowing from day to day if you're going to get better or if you're going to get worse. Not knowing how the treatments are going to work. Not knowing if the next day you can do something or try to make plans and you're too sick, you can't go because you have no strength. It's so unpredictable, and there's no concrete hope that yes, this will work and you will be better. You won't be cured, but you'll be better. And a lot of people are better, don't get me wrong. We have good stories too. We have people that are doing very well on the current treatments. They're working for them. We have people who are in remission that are thriving and doing well. This isn't a message of just doom and gloom. There are patients who are doing well, but then there are patients who are not doing so well. And I am one of them. And I have not done as much in awareness and pictures of myself lately and been as active because I can't. I fall asleep a lot. I can be awake 1 minute, fast asleep the next. I'm too weak. I can't see. My vision is so bad that to spend time on the iPad, I can only do it in small amounts, which is why usually mornings is when I post. But I'm not as active, not because I don't believe, but because I'm not well enough to be as active. And it's really hard for me and my family to watch me decline, because I'm in a very different place than I was in 2 years ago. 4 years ago when I first got diagnosed, a lot has changed. The medications have changed me. Prednisone, it makes me gain a lot of weight. I hardly eat because I have trouble swallowing, so I really don't eat that much. You can't tell that though. It's a different lifestyle, and one that I know can really only be understood if you live it. But you can help us. We want MG to be as recognized as MS, ALS, OCD, ADHD. These are all acronyms to diseases or conditions that we know what they mean. We want MG to have the same recognition, that they go, oh yeah, that's Myasthenia gravis. Just something that's there, that's known, that we're not people walking around and everybody looks at us with this confused look. Even in hospital, you have what does it do? And we try to tell them how severe it is. Like, I was put in a ER room for 2 hours. They put the lights off and put pulse ox on me and kept telling my husband, she's fine. There's nothing wrong with her. And he's like screaming. I was unconscious. She can't breathe. She has myasthenia gravis. She's fine, they told him, because they had the pulse ox on me that said my oxygen levels were fine. There was nothing wrong with my breathing. Wrong. The pulse ox does not tell you if the diaphragm is working or not. My oxygen level could be 100% and I'll die because I can't breathe. So it's critical that hospitals and healthcare workers understand at least some of the most important parts of myasthenia gravis, if not everything. We need public awareness that maybe there's something wrong with this person, instead of thinking they're just drunk or intoxicated because we're, unstable. When we go to ERs, that we're not crazy. This is not in our heads, it's real. And if it's not taken seriously, we will die. So I know this is hitting it hard, and I don't want to be depressing and down. I want people to be motivated for the last week or so in June. But I want you, the public, the people that don't have MG, understand why we call for so much awareness. So thanks for watching, and please help us put MG out there. Your help and your support could truly save a life, including mine. Thank you.